Hey guys, welcome to the Master Passive Income Show. My name is Dustin Heiner, and I'm here to help you learn how to quit that JOB, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate rental properties so you never, ever have to work a job again. Now, we're going to be talking all about nothing down deals or very, very low money down deals. And I have Charles Rose Jr. here with me. He's one of my students who's actually graduated now, and he is actually coaching as well for here at Master Passive Income how to do it. He's even coached his wife. His wife has even started a whole nother area of the country to invest and bought properties, and they're in the process of doing no money down deals. So Charles is absolutely fantastic person to bring on the show. And he's actually going to be a regular on the Master Passive Income show now because of his wealth of knowledge and experience now. He's been doing it for at least maybe 2.5 years now, and he's got a lot of deals done. I mean, it's phenomenal. So, hey, Charles, I'm super glad to have you on the show. Thanks for being on, man.
Hey, Dustin, I am so glad to be on the show with you again. And today I love the topic that we're going to talk about, nothing down deals. This is a topic that is so interesting to me, and I'm sure it's going to be interesting to many others. So I love that we're going to talk about this today, Dustin.
And you know what, that no money down deal idea, like we hear those like on the late night infomercials. You know, you're like, hey, buy real estate, no money down, or get the tax lien and tax deeds for pennies on the dollar and all that sort of stuff. And it's really interesting for us as new investors to be like, oh, wow, I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of credit. Let's go do that. Now, you and I know that it's much harder than just like, let's go find a no money down deal. There's a lot of work involved. In fact, if you're going to do it right, you're actually going to have a lot of work before you even find a property to build the business first, like we talk about here all the time. But you've actually done a good amount of no money down deals, and it seems like that as you grow your business, it's easier to find no money down deals. Now, with you, I was working with you. We were buying property after property. You started doing no money down deals, started getting private financing, all that good stuff. And then now, recently, talk to us about you coaching your wife now, which you're investing, like, obviously you're married, so you get the same money, but you have in Memphis, Tennessee, where you started investing. If anybody watching this or listening to the podcast, if you want to go back and listen to those episodes, you can find Charles on there where he shares how he's done it. And so he started in Memphis. But then now you also, Charles, have also taught your wife, and she's built the entire business herself and started finding properties. Talk to us about that entire process, because that just sounds awesome.
Absolutely, Dustin. So my wife has helped me from the very beginning on this journey, and recently she's just come on fully on board with the whole process, and she is just crushing it. I mean, she is going through the whole master passive income system, and I'm coaching her. So she is my first coaching student, and she's doing just excellent. I mean, she got a property quicker than I got a property, so I'm a little bit jealous. I know I shouldn't be jealous as a husband, but in a good way. I'm jealous in a good way because she's doing so well so quickly, and I love it. And I'm so proud of her. So
And you and I are so blessed to have married better women, like
yeah,
women than like we're trying to be as good as we can, but I'm glad we married up. So that's really good.
absolutely. Yes, I definitely married up. And so she's teaching me stuff right now with real estate, and I love it. So I just want just to let you know how we got into this nothing down deals. And so we close our first two deals, you doing the traditional method, putting 25% down, and after that we were low on cash. And so we had to get creative. And that's when I remember, Dustin, when we got on a coaching call, and I was like, hey, Dustin, I really want to close more properties, but I'm running low on cash. What can I do? And so I remember us coming up with a way that we can do this. And one of those ways were private funding, nothing down deals. These were some of the things that we spoke about. And so we really decided to tap into nothing down deals by building our private money lenders list. And so what we did was we created a presentation, a Microsoft presentation, going through all of the different things that we do in real estate, what kind of deals we look for. Also talking to the lenders about how great real estate is and how it's such a great asset to invest your money in, and just literally just sharing the knowledge with them to let them know that they can grow their money in real estate without being the traditional landlord. And so we did that presentation together, and thank you again, Dustin, because that presentation that you helped me edit is helping us to bring in thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's what my wife and I are doing right now. So my wife is actually looking. She's actually putting in offers in Little Rock and Detroit. So she is literally crushing it in both areas. She got a deal under contract in Little Rock that we're about to close on, and it's fully funded already. I already have a private money lender for that deal. I was just telling you the other night how I met with him in person, and we literally got an amazing deal, fully funded.
So let me ask you, because getting this property, I remember getting a text from you saying, "Hey Dustin, Catherine got her first deal, and she got like it was a huge discount off of the asking price." Because even right now, I mean, right now as we're recording, it's 2021. People are thinking prices are crazy. How are you ever going to find good deals and all that sort of stuff? Like you got to go over asking price. Well, we're investors. We don't do that. We make sure we run the numbers, and after building the business, we put offers in on properties that we know we're going to cash flow and make money as well as capture equity. So talk to us about how much money you were actually able to get off of the asking price instead of paying over like a lot of people mess up and do that.
Yeah. So a lot of people do. I mean, just to talk about that a little bit, a lot of people, the value of the property may be 50,000, 70,000, whatever it is. And you have some people who literally throw in 10,000, $20,000 over the value of the property. But we do not do that as investors. We make money when we buy. We buy good deals that cash flow us $250 or more every single month. And so the deal that we found, well, I should say my wife, she found this deal. I'm going to give her full credit because she found it. The deal is worth about $70,000. She managed to get this property for 36,000.
Yes.
$36,000 under contract. Also with a tenant
Oh my
in the
goodness.
property paying rent every single month. And so the property will need a little bit of repairs to once we get it, but it has a tenant in it, so we know that it's livable already. And so we'll probably pay about $5,000 to $7,000 in repairs. And so she got this property for such a really good discount. And then
And
just
I
go
want
ahead.
to I want to compare you two because I remember working with you. You were fantastic at your first deal. I think we got $30,000. If I remember, like they were asking like $114,000 or something like that, maybe 110, somewhere around there. And we offered like it was something really low, like $72,000. Anyways, I think you settled at like 76. They came all the way down. Now I gotta ask, that was your first deal. I want to say you saved maybe $34,000 ish. Did your wife beat you on the total amount discount? I'm trying to run the numbers in my head as you do. Can you think about that? And I personally keep my money in the Life Goals Home Down Payment ETF, saving your down payment at a bank yielding 0% while home prices are going up in double digits. You're getting crushed by home price inflation. Check out conservatively managed Life Goals Home Down Payment ETF. The ticker symbol is HOM. No lockup, no minimum, no attempts to keep pace with price inflation. And oh, yeah, you get a 2% dividend every single month. I love getting my dividends every single month. I just put it right back in HOM. So, full disclosure, I invest in that as well.
Yeah, you know what? She probably did beat me a little bit on this because she got it under contract for 36, right? And the deal is worth 70,000. So yeah, about what, 34? So
34.
so
You
and I
guys might
and
have,
mine,
if we look at it, you guys might have tied, but because I for some reason remember 34, but that was, I don't know, about a year or two ago. But I just,
yes.
over $30,000 saved. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like half off of the property. Uh, we're gonna have to have her on the show and see how she did it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do for sure. And so the 34,000. Now I remember it was a second deal the first deal I got about probably about 10 to 12,000 discount. So she did beat me on when it comes to the first
Oh, on
deal.
the first deal. Yes. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, at least she has a good coach in you, man. So that's great. Now, here's something that was super cool on top of this. Now, we're talking about no money down deals. She got a huge discount on this property, and there's a tenant in there. You know, you built the business first, you've done it right. You know, you're going to be making money, at least $250 a month in passive income. Now, we were having a group coaching call for the real estate wealth builders. So everybody in the real estate wealth builders, where we learn how to invest, I do the group coaching. You're normally or always on there, but this time you weren't able to make it because you had a meeting with a private investor. Talk to us about that and tell us how you were able to get them to fund the entire deal. So it's an actual true no money down deal.
Yeah, so I met with the private investor. It happened to be on the same night as the group coaching call, and thank you, Dustin, for just supporting me in that too, and not making me feel guilty. And so, man, you're awesome, Dustin. Thank you for encouraging
Oh,
me.
thanks. Thanks, brother.
So I went. Yeah, and so we went we ate at a pretty cool Mediterranean restaurant, and I mean, really, like you would think that we spoke about business all night, but we really didn't. Like it was like really us just catching up, getting to know more of what each other is doing, and it was a regular conversation. So sometimes we think that it's so hard to talk to private money lenders, and this private money lender was visiting from out of town, and they happened to be visiting through Charlotte. And so sometimes we think it's so hard, and it was literally like a conversation, having fun, talking, eating, and having a good time. And also, Dustin, what I want to tell you too is that so the private money lender, he was good friends with the owner of the restaurant. And so
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, and he was good friends with the owner of the restaurant. And so when we were about to leave, the owner of the restaurant came over, and it was like probably like close to 9 o'clock. And so the owner of the restaurant he ended up talking to us, and we didn't leave till 11 o'clock. And the owner, who is a multimillionaire, also want to invest in real estate. So there's another potential
Oh.
source of private investor. And it was just a regular conversation, Dustin. That's all it was. So it takes work to find the private money lenders, but when you're going through the process, once you find a potential candidate, it's not too hard after that.
You're absolutely, and we didn't specifically state this, but because we're going to talk about no money down deals, what is really actually one of the most beneficial things that you can do is network and know more people, or more importantly, that they know you. And so, because you're an investor, because you've been working hard trying to meet more people, and to everybody listening to this, Charles is actually going to do an entire episode on networking. We're probably going to do one hopefully pretty soon. So watch out for that. Where we're in networking is really what is going to help you to grow your business. Now, I was recently interviewed on a podcast, and somebody asked me the question, okay, Dustin, if you literally had your entire business taken away, God forbid, something that happened like that, where all the properties were gone, but anyways, you started from scratch. All you had was your knowledge and $1,000. How would you build your business back up? My answer was, I wouldn't even care about that $1,000. $1,000 is great, don't get me wrong, but that's literally not, I wouldn't even think about that. The first thing I'm thinking about is, who can I network with so that I can show them, number one, I know what I'm talking about. Number two, I can make them money. And number three, the biggest one, is I can make them not lose money, because a lot of investors, they're most worried about losing their money. And so a lot of your conversation is just in that meeting, Charles, with when you guys are having dinner, and then with the owner of the restaurant, you're really, they're getting to know you. Can I trust this person, number one? Not, I mean, let alone making money. I want to make sure that they're not going to steal my money, or I can trust them that they're not going to lose the money doing something stupidly. From there, it's how much money can I make now? So it's reassuring or helping them to understand, hey, Charles and Catherine, they're a great couple. They're investors. I trust them. I'm going to give them money to invest. Obviously, it's going to be secured. We have contracts and all that sort of stuff. And then from there, you networked with this one investor. Now you have a hope, potentially, Lord willing, you have a second investor in this restaurant owner. My goodness. So talk to us a little bit about,
Yeah.
now we're going to dive in. I want to actually jump into the no money down deals. So when we're looking at no money down deals, what is the first thing? And we talked about a lot, but what are we? How should we look at a no money down deal? What's the first thing we should do, Charles?
Yeah, Dustin. So I want to tell you how I want to say how we should look at that, but I want to add one more thing to what you were saying about the private lender getting to know you. So during the conversation, so I started to talk a little bit more about the deal, and the private lender stopped me, and he was like, I'm investing. I know it's a good deal already. I'm investing this deal because of you, right? And so it goes back to what you said, Dustin, is that the private money lenders, they want to get to know you. They want to see, are you going to treat their money right? What kind of person are you? Your character. And that's what they're really going to look at as well. Absolutely, you have to get a good deal, which is what we're going to talk about right now. So back to your question, Dustin, about what is the process like? What kind of deals that you have to look for? And so there is a strategy behind it. So when you're going to get nothing down deals, you want to find properties that you're getting for a significant discount. And by significant, I'm talking about 25% discount and more. And the reason you want to do that is because you have to refinance the property. And one of the things that Dustin always tells me is think about the end in mind. And so when I use a hard money lender before I went out and borrowed hard money, one of the things that Dustin taught me to do is reach out to three banks, well, or more. But just know for sure that you have a bank who can refinance that property. So that's so important too, for hard money deals and private money deals. Make sure that you're able to refinance the property, because you're gonna have to pay. Is not free money, is private money, so you do have to pay it back. And so you definitely want to make sure that the banks will refinance this property. But one of the reasons why you want to make sure that you get a discount in the deal, because when you refinance the deals, typically banks will only allow you to borrow about 75% to 80% of the ARV. Some could be a little bit more, but that's a typical standard range, 75 to 80% of the ARV. So if you get the deal if you get a 25% discount of the value of that property, then you're able to refinance the deal without putting any money out of your pocket. And one of the things that's it's even better is if you get a bigger discount, then you can even pull cash out of the deal. I was able to pull like 20,000 cash out of one of my deals last month. So I was able to not only close the deal, but also pull 20,000 out, which I'm going to use on another deal. So I think that's the key thing, Dustin. One of the key things is definitely begin there with the end in mind. Make sure that you can refinance the property. Make sure that you have two or three lenders who can do it, because you have to pay that private money lender back. And make sure you find deals at a significant discount, 25% or more, so you don't have to come with cash at the closing table when you're refinancing it. And hopefully you can pull some out.
Being able to pull out money from a deal is just, you're just like, oh my goodness, how many more of these can I get? I have just gotten so much money to buy more properties to hopefully do it over again. Now, Charles, as we were talking about, you brought up private money. So, private money being your networking, but also you also just talked about your hard money lending. Now, let's quickly go over a couple other ways, because when you're thinking of no money down deals, it's not like you just get one, like a private money lender, and that deal's done. You might need to get a few different ways or a few different financing. Let's go over a few. Like, let's say you had conventional loan, and then you also have private money, which would be your networking. You have another investor that wants to invest in you. You could also use hard money. I've even, and this is an advanced strategy, so you got to know what you're doing. I've even used a credit card, did a cash out advance on that credit card, use that as a down payment. That's not money out of my pocket. That's not like cash out of my pocket. It's getting debt, which is paid for by the tenant because I buy the property. The expenses are included, which is that credit card. And then I make passive income and the tenant pays for all that debt. You can have that. You can also utilize your home equity line of credit. You can do a cash out refinance on one of your properties or your home property. So there are so many, well, I actually have an entire video, an entire podcast episode on the 14 different ways that you should finance your properties. And I want you to watch that because there's literally 14 different ways to finance. And the great thing is, these are all tools. And as an investor, we want to have lots of tools to figure out how to get the job done. The job would be financing a deal. Let's say you find a good property, like Charles says, you got a discount on the property, which I 100% agree. It's better if you get a discount. Number one, you're putting equity in your pocket, but when you refinance it to get into a full conventional loan, you can pull 80% out and still put money in your pocket. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at every single one of these tools, all the 14 different ways. Again, go watch that. It'll be in the description as well, that you should watch that video, because in that video, I'm literally show you 14 of them. And all you do is you figure out which tool fits into whatever comes up. Let's say, and this is a little more creative way of doing this. Let's say you have a property that you have a deal. It's a really, really good deal. You got a discount on it, but you need to make sure that you pay the balance of, like, let's say $70,000. Well, you might have a private money lender that has $30,000. Okay, well, I need to come up with 40,000 more. Well, you might have already had research and talked with a hard money lender. Hard money lender's okay to give you $20,000, so that's $50,000. You got to come up with 20,000 more. You might have, again, it's a advanced strategy. You might have a credit card that you can pull out. Again, advanced strategy. So know what you're doing before you do it. I definitely want to reiterate that. You might pull out 10,000, so you got to come up with $10,000 more. Let's say you have a home equity line of credit. You could use that. So you can see every single one of these tools fit into this one job here to get it done. And then, just like Charles says, before you even get that deal under contract, before you're or right when you're getting under contract, and even before, I suggest you already have a one, if not two different banks, maybe even three, that are ready to refinance, cash all that out, put it in your pocket so you can pay all the people back and hopefully make you money. So hopefully that makes sense, that in these no money down deals, we figure out the tools. And as you're thinking about these no money down deals, I totally want to help you learn how to, number one, invest in real estate, but also be able to quit your job. I want to give you my real estate investing course absolutely for free. Go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course. The link will be in the description. Definitely click on that, masterpassiveincome.com/free course. I will give you my course showing you how to find properties, fund the properties, how to scale your business, how to quit your job. So get that free course right away. All this work is done beforehand. It's all done beforehand by you networking with all these other people. So it's just like going out and buying a tool. It's going out and networking, getting that tool. Like, let's say you have 4 different private money lenders, like your grandpa and your uncle, and you have a restaurateur that you've met, and a friend from church. Those are all different people that you can reach to and say, "Yeah, I have this great deal," and they already know you. They already want to invest because they know you, like Charles says, and they want to invest in you. From there, you are absolutely going to be able to fit all these tools into the business, into that one specific deal. Does that make sense, Charles? What do you think about that?
Yes, I love, Dustin, how you spoke about combining some of the different methods of nothing down deals, so such as hard money, private money. You may have to combine it. In fact, my first nothing down deal was a combination of the different methods. I remember having to use a conventional loan and a signature loan from my bank. I was literally able to use a signature loan for the down payment. Now, the only thing with that is I had to wait about 60 days seasoning period in order for the conventional lender to allow me to use the money I borrow as a down payment. And it worked out really well. I had to ask for an extension on the contract, but I was able to close that deal without putting a single penny from my pocket.
That's just brilliant. I mean, it's fantastic. And signature loan is another one of the different ways you can get financing. And so inside the real estate wealth builders, so the community that we have, the coaching and everything that we have, all the courses, I literally walk you through how to do all these sort of things, because what it really comes down to is you're figuring out your business before you even put offers in on property. So these offers that you're putting in, you're figuring out, okay, I have this amount of, like, all these different tools that I have. This is how much financing I could potentially get with these 3 property man or private money lenders, this 1 or 2 hard money lenders, this much cash I have. You understand your big picture of how much financing you have, and from there you're able to put those tools all together. Now, there is one, not going to say downside, but there's a big catch in doing this. So I want to make sure everybody hears this, that when you're doing no money down deals, the only way that Charles was able to get this new investor to invest with him, and as well as this potentially new, like a business owner, this restaurateur, to invest with him as well, is he has the experience and he doesn't sound like he's brand new. I'll give you an example, huge example. So since I coach and since I have the podcast and YouTube, I actually get a few people coming to me and say, "Hey, Dustin, you have money. How about you lend me money and I started investing and I'll give you a return?" First thing comes to my mind is not no, it's not initially. Oh, my first question is, well, what experience do you have? Well, I don't have any experience. Like, well, I can invest my money a lot better than somebody who has zero experience. And it's that experience that really helps an investor, somebody who you're approaching to say, can I borrow your money to buy this deal and make you money? That's the biggest thing is your investor wants to trust that they are going to not lose money or you're not going to steal their money and that you have experience. It's that experience that's going to take time. And that when people say, just start doing no money down deals, it's really hard for new investors to do no money down deals because you do not have that experience. And it's hard to get other investors, people who have money, who've worked hard for their money. It's going to be hard for them to part with it if they don't trust that. Not necessarily don't trust you because you probably are trustworthy, but they're like, well, I'm just not sure. I want to see you prove your business model. Now, you very well could. You might be able to get some really good people that trust in you and that are willing to work out or work with you on the first deal. You very well could. It's just really, really hard. So, what I suggest is as you are thinking about doing no money down deals, definitely look into getting your first deal whatever way possible. It could be a conventional
Mhm.
loan, could be borrowing it from your in-laws or your parents or something like that, but get a deal so that you have one to prove the business model. You can say, I'm already doing this here. Now, if you're like Charles and you have like what, 6 or 8 properties now, you could say, here's my portfolio. This is how they're performing over time. The investors want to hear, hard money lenders, your banks or private money lenders, like everybody wants to see a history that you have of doing well in your business. Does that make sense, Charles? What are your thoughts? Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, that makes complete sense. Having that experience definitely helps. If you don't have that experience, you better make sure that deal is super good. I heard and I heard just like Dustin is 100% right. I was in a RIA meeting, Real Estate Investors Association, and the investors were saying the same thing that Dustin was saying, which is they look for investors with experience. So they lend to investors with experience. And one of them, he said, the only way that he would invest in a deal with someone who's new is if the deal is really, really good. I mean, I'm talking. He said he's talking 40% discount on the value, and those deals are not easy to find. And so I agree with Dustin 100%. Get those deals under your belt because that's going to help you get so many other deals.
And as we're talking about no money down deals, Charles, did you have anything else to add that before we shine off here?
Yeah, I'd like to add one more thing. So one of the things, Dustin, that you taught me is to get your mindset in the right place and to really, really realize that, hey, if Dustin can close nothing down deals, then I can close nothing down deals. If Charles can close nothing down deals, then I can close nothing down deals. So you can close nothing down deals. It works. Get that experience, and I'm telling you, it works.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here on the Master Passive Income Show. We will see you guys next week. See ya.